From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for February 25th, 2026, which is also part three of the story about Trump's false or misleading claims, which may come up or may have come up during the State of the Union address. The next one we were going to talk about was energy. Trump consistently lauds coal as the ideal energy source, calling it beautiful, clean coal. The production of coal is cleaner now than it has been historically, but that doesn't mean it's clean. Planet-warming carbon dioxide emissions from the coal industry have decreased over the past 30 years, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. And yet, United Nations-backed research has found that coal production worldwide still needs to be reduced sharply to address climate change. Along with carbon dioxide, burning coal emits sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides that contribute to acid rain, smog, and respiratory illnesses, according to the EIA. The president also regularly denigrates wind power, claiming that it is expensive and that windmills kill birds. Onshore wind is one of the cheapest sources of electricity generation, with new wind farms expected to produce energy costing around $30 per megawatt hour, according to July estimates from the Energy Information Administration. Wind turbines, like all infrastructure, can pose risk to birds. However, the National Audubon Society, which is dedicated to the conservation of birds, thinks developers can manage these risks and climate change is a greater threat. Moving on to elections. In the lead up to the 2026 midterms, Trump has taken to repeating the claim that he won the 2020 presidential election. This is a blatant falsehood that has been disproven many times over. The 2020 election was not stolen. Biden's win has been affirmed through recounts, audits, and reviews in the battleground states where Trump disputed his 2020 loss. He and his allies lost dozens of court challenges, about 60 of them in all, related to the election. And his own attorney general at the time said there was no widespread fraud that would have altered the results. Biden earned 306 electoral votes to Trump's 232. He also won over 7 million more popular votes than Trump. Additionally, the president brags that his 2024 win was a landslide, but Trump's margin of victory was not as large as he makes it seem. He won the electoral vote 312 to 226, including all 7 swing states, according to the Federal Election Commission. The popular vote, however, was far closer, with Trump receiving 49.8% of the vote, with 77,302,580 votes cast, to Democrat Kamala Harris's 75,017,613 votes, or 48.32%. And then finally, crime. Trump takes credit for a significant decrease in violent crime during 2025, claiming the murder rate in the U.S. dropped to its lowest in 125 years. But this is misleading. Crime had already been trending down in recent years. A study released in January by the Independent Council on Criminal Justice, which collected data from 35 U.S. cities on homicides, showed a 21% decrease in the homicide rate from 2024 to 2025. The report noted that when nationwide data for jurisdictions of all sizes is reported by the FBI later this year, there is a strong possibility that homicides in 2025 will drop to about 4 per 100,000 residents. That would be the lowest rate ever recorded in law enforcement or public health data going back to 1900. FBI reports for 2023 and 2024 show significant reductions in violent crimes. Crime surged during the coronavirus pandemic, with homicides increasing nearly 30% in 2020 over the previous years, the largest one-year jump since the FBI began keeping records. But violent crime dropped to near pre-pandemic levels around 2022 when Biden was president. The increase in violent crime during the pandemic defied easy explanation, and experts similarly said the historic drop in violence last year defies easy explanation despite elected officials at all levels, both Democrats and Republicans, rushing to claim credit. And that's the news for this hour. We have plenty more reporting on the PEP Radio YouTube channel. Tune in there for details about the State of the Union and other news throughout the day. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.